live! Hello! And welcome back to Please Don't Livestream. I almost said please don't make a scene, but that's not right. Please don't livestream. And this episode, I was going to say the number. It's the 26th episode of the third season. That's a lot. And just as the week before, and the week before that, and I think even a week before that, we're still doing the 1989 celebration. And to celebrate 1989 in this episode, we're talking about the Weird Al Yankovic cult classic, UHF. And with me, as always, my trusty co-host, you're on that side today, Christopher.
Hello, everyone.
Oh no! We already have someone in the chat. Unsubscribed, says Martin. Shut up! You're welcome to join. Oh, you haven't seen the movie. Anyway, I don't think so. If you have, you're welcome to join us. Anyway, let's just jump into it. We're still going strong with the celebration, and I think this is the last one that we're kind of unsure about. After this, we're gonna get into the more movies that we know more about and that we like. So let's see if this one is better than our last two. Right? We've done 2, 3. How many? Is it 3?
3. I think it's 3.
We did the Burbs. We did
Born
on the 4th of July. Well,
no, it is.
that's 2.
This is 3rd.
Yes, this is 3rd. Oh, this is very, very professional. Yes, but like we said, we're talking about UHF, a movie no one remembers, but for some reason it's a cult classic, sort of like the Burbs. This is a movie that none of us had seen before, right?
Yeah, no.
Yeah. So it was a new experience for the both of us. But let's start with you. What was your initial opinion of the movie?
Yeah. It's like one of those Naked Gun, Airplane, one of those movies.
Mm-hmm.
But it misses quite a lot of marks, and it still has it. Naked Gun and Airplane and those movies usually had like a story just to bind together all the sketches or the
story was just
scenes.
a framework for the skits.
Yeah, and this could have been that, but they put too much effort on the story, but still too little for it to be interesting.
Yes.
So there was a lot of scenes, a lot of things with the story to keep the story going, even though it wasn't needed.
That's true. Especially something I thought of was the very opening of the movie. It was a 6-minute skit on Indiana Jones, or Indiana Jones spoof. Yeah. It was like, can we get to the movie before we start doing this? If it was like 2 or 3 minutes maybe, but I clocked it. It was even more than 6 minutes, like 6 minutes and 10 seconds or something. And that kind of threw off the beginning of the movie.
Yeah, I think that part could have worked if it came later, if we established the characters before that.
Yeah.
But again, it's the spoof of how Indiana Jones starts, so it's natural to put it at the start of this movie. So
that makes sense. Yeah.
I mean, I get it, but
yeah. And also, I forgot to mention, since we actually have people in the chat, I can see there's actually more than just me watching this time. Just like with the last episode, we have, of course, an open invitation to Weird Al to join us. So if y'all could just go tweet at him, maybe, who knows, maybe. Anyway, so yeah, my thoughts on the movie just right off the bat is that it feels like one of those more kind of classic spoof movies, like Airplane or Top Secret or Naked Gun, but that they didn't put enough emphasis on the actual skits. So neither the skits or the story works.
Yeah.
And I gotta say, the first half hour, like I said before we started streaming, I was going to watch the movie yesterday. I sat down to watch it, and after the first 25-30 minutes, I fell asleep and woke up in the end and was like, damn it. So I actually finished it today on the way home from work. Um, and yeah, the first half an hour is it was like it was excruciating. I didn't laugh. The characters weren't engaging. The story was kind of non-existent in the beginning.
Mm.
There's more skits in the first half hour, but as soon as the TV station starts making money or they become popular, that's kind of when the story kicks off. And I gotta say, um, that's kind of when the movie became more interesting, at least to me.
Oh yeah.
First of all, I started laughing because of Michael Richards is, of course, amazing as the groundskeeper. No, the janitor. Stanley. Oh no, what's his last name?
Stanley Spadowski.
Spadowski. Yeah, right. And he when he takes over the kids show, it was like, cause I'm a big fan of Seinfeld, so just watching him
Mm.
doing all the physical comedy that he does, it was amazing. And from that moment, I was engaged in the movie because it felt like it, there was more of a story after that point in the movie.
I honestly, I thought the story was. I was. I only liked the movie when the story was not there. Like my favorite parts in the whole movie was the ads.
Oh, okay.
The ads was the best things. Also the when you see snippets from their shows, those are also great.
Oh yeah, those
Every
were good.
time,
Yeah.
every time there's like this manufactured, unnecessary uh, conflicts. It was just boring. It
Yeah.
wasn't fun at all. It wasn't interesting. I didn't care. And it's also cookie cutter, everything. Oh no, it's the evil corporate guy. Oh no, he's evil. Oh no, he's gonna stop the. Oh, it's
Yeah,
so boring.
yeah, I agree with that. I mean, the movie definitely exists for them to make weird commercials and the
Yeah.
dream sequences.
So why
Uh,
didn't they just lean into that more? Then it could have worked better for me.
I don't
But
know
no, because I
what.
mean, I would say all the I don't know if that even was a big part of the movie, but it felt like a big part of the movie. When they yeah, spoiler alerts,
Oh
whatever.
yeah.
As Spadowski when he gets kidnapped,
Yeah.
I didn't laugh once. I didn't think any of that was fun.
No.
Not anything remotely. It was just random things. They just put in random things. Yeah, random is fun. No, it's not.
No, I think yeah, the actual plot wasn't that funny. It was pretty straightforward. It was some of the character moments that were fun, like Philo or Stanley.
Mm,
Uh, Interestingly enough, I don't think Weird Al was funny at all.
yeah.
He's supposed to be the he plays the straight man, but he's Weird Al, so he's not really a straight man.
Yeah.
But since he's trying to, he's not that funny, which is kind of weird.
And there's also like these weird plot points that doesn't make sense. Like it's set up that he has a lot of creativity and a lot of imagination because he daydreams, and
Yeah,
that's why he can't work on anything else. And then he gets this job where he can imagine anything and be creative, and nothing he does is good. It only becomes good when he finds someone else.
yeah, that is a little weird.
I said, why did you even put this in? Why was this even a thing in the movie that you gave this character a lot of creativity and then don't use it at all and then show he's just bad at it?
Yeah, yeah, and that's also the biggest detriment, like to the movie, because I liked the ads. The
Hmm.
ads were fun, like the Spatula City or Conan the Librarian. Those were funny. I
Yeah.
laughed at those, especially Conan the Librarian. That was good.
Mm.
When it says, "Don't you know the Dewey Decimal System?" I don't know. That was funny. But the dream sequences, just like the Indiana Jones scene, they're
Mm.
all too long. The Rambo
I
scene went on for so long, and I did not get the point of that one.
I mean I just thought I I was just relieved when the ramp sequence came on because I was oh yes it's a comedy right I almost forgot
Yeah.
because we've been doing this boring kidnapping thing forever.
Yeah.
Just bring on Weird Al Yankovic being fun.
Yeah.
So I was totally fine and I really liked the Rambo sequence, but I think that was only because it was put in the worst part of the movie, so it's just a relief.
Yeah, yeah, and it's supposed to be like like a like a transport scene because
Yeah,
when the dream is over, he arrives at station
yeah.
channel 8 or whatever. So like and he kind of is still dreaming. He said, "Your worst nightmare" with the
Mm.
Stallone voice. So, that
And
was
they,
funny, but the actual Rambo part was like, it was too long. It would have been funny if
yeah,
it was like a minute.
yeah.
Uh,
Also, they had like this. I don't know. It was Adam Sandler thing. I thought a lot of when they were just show a weird guy with a weird voice, and that's the joke.
You're thinking of Cooney, the karate instructor?
Yeah, him and yeah, a few other people like the what is this studio manager? No, technician. What is he? The
Oh, oh yeah. You mean Philo, the
yeah,
weird guy
Philo. Yeah,
that does the
yeah,
experiments? Yeah,
and like it doesn't do anything fun. It's just this is a weird guy. Laugh.
yeah. The
No.
joke with him is that the station isn't really uh, uh, broadcasting anything. He just lives at the studio, makes weird
Mm,
experiments. Like, okay, that's kooky. That's funny, but
yeah,
his character doesn't have much else to do in the rest of the movie,
yeah.
other than kind of act like a Deus Ex Machina at certain points.
Mm. So
And yeah, we have in the comments here, Spatula City was the best. Yeah, yeah, the
yeah,
ads are the best parts of the movie.
yeah.
And it's
Oh,
interesting because I read up a little bit about the movie. It was the original cut, which I'm guessing it wasn't a cut they were actually going to show,
mm.
but the first cut was 2.5 hours long, and it
Sheesh.
had that additional hour that they eventually cut out was just like ads and weird skits. So,
I mean,
but even
I think that
even
maybe could have been better.
yeah, but even Weird Al said that it was like an hour of unfunny skits. So
Oh.
they kept the best parts.
Mm.
Uh, um, but I can still see why this has become a cult classic. Sort of just the same as when we talked about The Burbs. All the ingredients for making it a cult classic are there. The weird characters, the slightly like off kilter story, and the same with when we talked about oh my god, I don't know why I want to say Steven Tyler. That's not what I want to say. Bill and Ted.
Oh, right.
Right.
Steven
I
Tyler.
don't know where I got Steven Tyler pop into my head. He does from time to time. Like those movies, they have the ingredients to become cult classic, and I can see that
Mm.
in this as well. Um, and I think honestly, even though I don't like it as much as I think I like it. No, it's probably on the same level as The Burbs, but I definitely don't like it as much as Bill and Ted. But I still think they would have gotten a better Metascore because it has a 32 out of 100 on Metacritic. It got some really, really terrible reviews, like several zeros out of 10. Um,
I mean,
if
I
it,
wouldn't give it a 0, but
no,
I think a 33 is a. I think That's a fair score because the Burbs. We were talking about we understand why people like it because it did something that probably wasn't that was kind of new at the time, but now is kind of
mm,
done.
yeah,
This movie came out after Naked Gun. It came out after Airplane. It came out after Top Secret. It didn't do anything special. The only
that's
special
true.
thing this movie has is this Weird Al is in it. This is the only thing,
Yeah,
and he doesn't even do any fun music bits. I do like one, I think.
yeah, and I, he recorded the song for the credits. That's about it.
Yeah,
Yeah, there
and I
should have been more music in the movie.
yeah, I mean,
Maybe kind of wanted to move away from that for the movie, but still, he's a music
yeah.
artist.
I think this is if if they had more leaned into just having a quick opener with them, like when they get fired from the restaurant, we
Uh,
skipped Indiana Jones bit entirely. Just a quick opening with them, and then the main bulk of the movie is they are making just shows for a television station,
Yeah.
and we see bits and pieces of it. Remove this whole plot with the evil network and all that need to raise the money. Well, you can have the raise the money
Yeah,
thing.
because you got to have some sort of antagonist. It doesn't have to be an actual person, but yeah, they're gonna have to shut down, or they owe
Yeah,
some other person money. There has to be something like that.
yeah, but it could just be more or less the same as it is that the uncle needs to pay a debt,
Yeah, yeah.
and they have to show we have to get the money fast, and then we can see like how people love him and or the station.
Yeah.
I mean, that could be enough. Just remove the unfunny bits and put more funny bits in. It could have worked, but no, now it's just meh.
Yeah. Um and I agree. Like, yeah, like you said, the best parts are the ones where the TV station actually works and we get to see some of the shows.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was also like my favorite part when they actually start producing shows and we see the Wheel of Fish. I laughed at that. That was
Yeah.
weird. I loved the what was he called? The Hispanic guy that had the Wild Kingdom show.
Oh,
He was
yeah.
that was the funniest shit ever when he started throwing the poodles out of the window. Like, those kind of scenes make me understand why people still love the movie.
Yeah.
It's just that it's not really enough for me to love the movie. Also, he died during production, which is kind of sad. He was hit he was hit by a drunken driver.
Jeez.
That's why
That's
he's
a downer on the movie.
yeah, I know. That's why he's only in 2 scenes. It's one where they shoot a show and when they deliver more animals. And he says, "Badgers? Badgers. We don't need no stinking badgers." That was funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
The movie could have used more of him, but sadly, no. Unfortunately, no.
Yeah.
But still, so all of those parts were great. And like I said, Michael Richards' stuff was top notch. He kind of saved the movie.
Oh yeah.
Like
definitely.
he's the most memorable character, not Weird Al.
The only thing I'd say is I think they knew that too, so he was a little too much
Yeah, a little too
in the
much.
movie.
Yeah,
Not that he overact. He was supposed to overact, but he had a little too much screen time. So at the end, it was starting to grow old.
yeah,
I-
especially the bits where he was kidnapped. Yeah,
Yeah. So I think if we just scale down his bit a little more, then it would have been perfect. Like his performance is great.
yeah. And then his teeth annoyed me a little bit. He got fake teeth in, and it made him lisp. It felt a little
Yeah.
too kooky, a little too weird. I mean, I get it.
Cartoony.
Yeah, a little too cartoony.
Yeah.
But other than that, perfect. Michael Richards was perfect.
Yeah.
Uh,
So I mean I have a lot of issues with this movie. I'm not gonna see it again. I'd rather see Top Secret again.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Let's dive into that a little bit. Why I think these skits, I mean, why I think they could like cut them out is because they don't hit their mark as much as the Zucker Brother movies does. Like Top Secret or Airplane. Like, for me, Airplane is like one of the funniest movies ever made because the skits are so perfectly timed and written. It works just so well, and you can see that Weird Al, he wants to, he likes those kind of movies, and he wants to make his own kind of spoof movie, but it just doesn't work.
it's not as
Not as
tight.
well. No, it's
It's
not.
not as tight.
Not as tight.
Because I actually prefer Top Secret
Okay.
before Airplane.
Yeah.
But I mean it's same in both those movies.
Well, yeah.
It's not a second too much or too little of every joke.
Yeah.
Some jokes that don't need to be long is very very short. Some jokes that needs to be long are very long. In this movie, it feels like most jokes are the same length.
Yeah.
If they need it or don't, it's about the same length every joke
Yeah.
or skit.
Except for Rambo and Indiana Jones, which is too long.
Yeah,
Yeah, but the other ones they're just as long. Yeah, they're filler basically.
yeah.
I gotta say, we have RJ's movie channel in the chat. He says, "Interesting choice of movie to talk about, guys. Haven't seen Weird Al's movie." So, would you just quickly then to kind of ponder upon that, would you recommend this to anyone?
I would only recommend this movie to someone who is a hardcore big Weird Al fan
Yeah,
and hasn't seen it and didn't know it exists.
yeah, but I think
Then I would recommend. It's not a recommendation. It's more like, hey, did you know that this movie exists?
yeah, yeah,
More like that. But I don't think I ever would tell anyone to actually see it,
no, I don't
because
think so.
yeah, goes. There's better movies with the same thing. The only selling point this has is Michael Richards and Weird Al.
Yeah. And RJ's movie channel also says Airplane is something really special. Yes, it's something very,
Yeah.
very special. Most
Yeah.
Zucker Brothers movies are something special.
Yeah.
But I was gonna say, oh yeah. Also, like, yeah, we would only recommend this to like Weird Al fans, but I think most of them have seen this movie though.
Yeah.
That's the thing, and
Exactly.
that's why it's a cult classic, because there's a very specific type of person that would like this movie. That's fine. That's why it's a cult classic.
Yeah.
Oh no.
I mean, I would say this movie, if it wasn't for Weird Al,
Yeah.
being both the writer and the star, if it was any other actor, like a no name or someone at the beginning of their career,
Yeah.
I would definitely label this movie as
Failure.
no, yeah, that too, but as a money grab,
Oh, okay.
because this came, as I said, directly after the Zucker Brothers movies. They got big, and just at the end, well, not end, but at the when those kind of movies started to fizzle out.
Yeah, like we talked about in once again in Bill and Ted, that the Bill and Ted movies were kind of the end of the weird comedy duo era. And this is because this is produced or released by the same studio that released the Bill and Ted movies, Orion Pictures. And I can definitely see similarities there, that they wanted to get another success like Bill and Ted.
Yeah.
So that kind of why they jumped on this movie, but it didn't work as well.
No.
But I don't know. Do you think, because 2 years later, or three years later, we got Wayne's World, which is almost the same story. Like they start a TV channel. With two weird guys. Do you think it could have like been an inspiration, or would Wayne's World exist without them? I mean, I guess the sketch existed.
I don't
before
know.
that.
I don't know, but it wouldn't surprise me if this was an inspiration.
Yeah.
But that's also because it's like two eras, or it's the same kind of genre. But as we talked before about genres, that a genre is either dies or it's reinventing itself into something new. Like when slashers when Scream and slashers with the knowledge of slashers reinvented the genre.
Yeah.
I would say it's the same here with the Zuckerberg movies.
Yeah.
That's genre was about to die out. Then this came out, as I said, feels like a cash grab just before it dies.
Yeah.
And then movies like Bill and Ted and
Wayne's World.
They reinvent it to something new, a little more modern. Because
Yeah.
all those movies were a little timeless, I would say, a little older, timeless things.
Yeah. Especially Bill and Ted, I think, works as more of a timeless movie.
Oh no, sorry, I meant the Naked Gun and the Airplane and
okay.
those movies.
Yeah, them as well. Yeah.
They're set in like an older timeless, the timeless time of
Yeah.
older.
Yeah. They're in like a time capsule.
Yeah, while Bill and Ted Wayne's World also is that, but that's when they were made. They were meant to feel more modern. Like this is how the youth are speaking today.
Yeah. And this, I guess, try to go for something in the middle, because there's definitely some like more timeless jokes, but there's also a lot of like late 80s inspiration there.
Yeah.
And also I looked it up. Wayne's World was, because I thought I remembered it. It's actually an SNL sketch from the start that was made in like 1988 and 1989. So the
Ah.
concept of Wayne's World existed before this.
Yeah,
But
so this movie didn't do anything.
yeah. We just got here from RJ's movie channel again. How big was Weird Al in Sweden? It feels like he was a bit before my time. Born in '89. Well, we're born in '89 as well. That's why
Yeah.
we're celebrating the year of 1989. I don't think he was big in. I don't. I mean, I don't remember. I heard him for the first time when I was 12 maybe. But then I heard his older songs. I don't. From what I know, he's only played live here like once, a few years ago.
Yeah, recently, very recently.
Yeah, I know he
I
played on
think
Gröna Lund.
I'd say he got big in Sweden. Well, big.
Yeah.
When like the download, the piracy downloading music and burning it on
Yeah.
a CD, when that came here, so I don't know, around 2004, 2005
Yeah,
maybe.
early 2000s.
Yeah, early 2000, and then like people just stumbled upon his songs and like,
Yeah.
oh, have you heard this weird guy? And then he's already been doing stuff for like
Yeah, for
over
like-
10 years.
Yeah.
And we were like, oh, this is new and cool. So I mean, he then he got kind of famous for the kids at least.
Yeah, I think he had kind of a revival somewhere there, late 90s, early 2000s. And I guess because when this movie was released on home video, it became more popular. But then since Orion went into bankruptcy, it was kind of hard to find the tapes because they weren't really being distributed. But they came back, especially now later. They came back as Blu-rays and DVDs, and it's been blowing up. It blew up a few years ago, so probably sort of like at the same time he had his revival, you know. So yeah, this was we didn't mention that, but this was not a commercial success. It bombed. And that's kind of funny. It coincides with us doing this 1989 celebration because there were a lot of huge movies being released in the summer of 1989, and they got buried because they were going to release it earlier, or they didn't know that all these big movies were being released, so they thought they were gonna like make it big because we got Weird Al, but it came out in the same like month as Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, Batman, When Harry Met Sally, what else? Yeah, we had Back to the Future Part 2 that year. So many iconic movies that just buried this movie. It opened at number 11, which is pretty terrible for a new movie. It should open a little higher than that.
Yeah, but I mean, I'd say it deserves it. It's not a good movie.
No. I of course, I never would say that this would be like a success, be number one at the box office. But it definitely hurt its success because it got released among so many good movies.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It would have been higher up otherwise, I think. Not number one, but it would have been up there, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's not much more to say about this movie, really. I enjoyed parts of it, but it was very, very uneven.
Extremely
Uneven.
I would say though that there was no. I would say it felt like they were actually having fun making it, but I'm not even sure about that.
From what I heard, they had a lot of fun. Like it wasn't a very hard shoot from what little research I made. It was like shot on schedule. It just took 8 weeks, which is it's kind of normal. But they seemed to have a lot of fun. The only like thing I heard that was like annoying was when they shot the Wheel of Fish scene, because that scene took 8 hours to film.
What?
It was shot in like early summer in an unventilated warehouse. So after 8 hours,
Real
those
fish?
fish started. Yes, real. All the fishes in that scene are real, and it started to smell. So I don't know if you can see it in the movie, but I saw some production stills of everyone in the crew having like these plugs up their nose because it stank. That's the only like hardship I heard about
Yeah.
on set, except for the guy being hit by a car, but that was offset.
But isn't that like a thing that people say? The better the shoot, the worse the movie.
Yeah, usually like great art comes from struggle.
Mm.
Like, oh, we had so much fun on this movie and everything just worked perfect. Yeah, that means your movie's bland.
Yeah.
So there might be something to that. They didn't have to suffer for their art. Yes. uh, yeah. I don't know. This. I want to say like, oh, this could have been better. I wish this was a better movie, but honestly, it's like, nah, it wasn't.
No.
It should be a movie I like more, but nah, it just didn't.
I mean, usually I try to say they should change this, they should change that. I did that a little here.
Yeah.
I don't think any. I think that the changes should be for this movie to be good, like actually good.
Yeah.
There has to be so many big changes that it wouldn't be the same movie anymore.
No.
Because there's whole parts like I would say maybe 40 minutes of the movie should have been cut out and replaced with something else, and that's almost half the movie.
Yeah, exactly.
So
like, sure, the movie could have been a little shorter. You could have, like I said, we could have shortened some of the skits, but yeah, there's not much you can actually do about the material. And I want to look it up because I know Weird Al, he helped write it. Let's see, it was written by Weird Al Yankovic, Jay Levy, who was the director, and then Charles Holloway, but he only wrote the Conan the Librarian sketch, uncredited. He should have written more of the movie. Maybe this, because I know like Jay Levy and Weird Al are like friends. Maybe they should have had a. I don't want to be mean to him, but a more professional screenwriter help them write this movie. Do you think it could have been better then? Just to have someone that isn't so attached to the project help them write the movie?
maybe, but again, it wouldn't be the same movie. This isn't
No.
a simple editing fix. This is a writing and acting and directing fix. This is a totally This movie could work if you remake it. This is a movie that I would say is worth remaking.
Maybe. But the concept is kind of too old now. Like, TV is not a thing anymore, really. I mean, it is, but... Or I guess you could. Like, someone starting like a... what's it called? We have Öppna kanalen here in Sweden. We call that a community...
But I mean,
channel.
that could be like a part of the movie. TV is dying. I have this dying station.
That's true. Yeah. Oh, actually, I was just thinking once again when I did the little bit of research, they were thinking of making a sequel for a long time because just for fun, but there was no point in making a sequel to a 20-year-old flop. But that could be like a fun sequel, sort of like the Bill and Ted the third movie, like a fun revival sequel. Like U62 is still going, but they're starting to lose audience because nobody watches TV anymore.
Yeah.
That could work. So it's like a soft reboot almost.
Yeah, soft reboot or just a straight up remake. With
Yeah.
they don't even have to have, because as we've always said, you should only remake the bad movies.
Yeah.
Movies that could be good, but just
Didn't
remake
work.
it. Yeah. And I mean, it's such an open concept. There's a dying TV station, and then we're just showing what the TV station produces.
Yeah. You get revived by weird TV shows, and that's funny.
Yeah, it could be anything.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'll start writing it right away.
Yeah, perfect.
But I gotta ask you then, do you think you need to have the Weird Al character in it, or could he just be behind the scenes, like doing music or writing or?
Well, personally, based on his involvement in this, I'd say he doesn't even need to be involved at all. He wasn't bad. It wasn't bad, but he didn't bring anything to the table. I mean, apparently he does. He's not needed as a writer, obviously.
Yeah.
He's not needed as an actor because he's just a straight man.
Yeah. Which is weird for someone called Weird.
I mean, if Weird Al, if you made a remake or if it was a recast of this movie, whatever. If Weird Al was put as Stanley Spadowski, that could work.
Yeah, have him be like a cameo,
Yeah.
and just act as like producer on the film. Yeah,
Yeah.
sure. Yeah, but kind of keep him out of the spotlight for this one, because he's supposed to be like the big draw, but that turns out to be Michael Richards, which is kind of funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, all in all, this is like it's the third episode in a row where we talk about a movie that we hope we're going to be interesting to talk about, and it turns out it's like, wasn't that good? Yeah. But
it's been a while since we had one of those.
Yeah, definitely. And did we say that? No, we didn't say that. Next episode, we're going to do one that we know is going to be fun to talk about. And we're doing it as a live commentary track. We're doing Back to the Future Part 2 next week. So, like we said when we started this project, this was supposed to be like a soft start, like an easy start, talk about some smaller movies. It might not be that interesting before we get to the good stuff. So, and now we kind of finished with the easy start. Yeah. Thank God.
Here we go. The good things.
Yeah, let's get to the good 1989 movies. This is supposed to be a celebration of 1989, and so far we talked about 3 duds. But yeah, this was a little short episode, but we kind of knew that going into this. We even said that before this started. There wasn't much to say about this. I wish there were more, but it isn't. There wasn't. But either way, thank you to everyone watching here live. Thank you to everyone watching in the archived version. If you like the movie, please tell us why. Not because stupid. Why do you like it? No, but like help us understand. Like that. Because I mean, I didn't want to hate this movie. I wanted to hate it.
Me neither.
I wanted to like it more than I did. I'm saying like that. But leave a comment, leave a thumbs up if you agree with us, leave a thumbs down if you disagree, and then leave some constructive criticism in the comments below. And hit the subscribe button so you're always updated when we do another live stream or videos and everything. And it's not official yet, but I'm moving the spoiler podcast that I do with my sister to its own channel, just to keep this channel a little more neat, a little more not too many different projects. We're just going to do live streams and reviews here. So be sure to hit that subscribe button whenever it actually appears. I mean, the channel exists, but we haven't put anything up on it. It comes tomorrow. So heads up, I got a second channel if anyone wants to check it out. But the links will come eventually. But that's that. Like I said, thank you for watching. Catch us next week. And be sure to... Well, no, we're going to watch the movie as we do the commentary. So don't watch the movie before. Well, watch the movie before. And then you'll watch it with us at the time. But until then, have a good one. Bye.
Bye.